Welcome. I love that countdown. Welcome and good morning here in the sanctuary and to the folks online. My name is Ronna Biggs, and I'm the service host for this morning, and we are so happy to have our interim senior minister, Dr. Bob, here with us again today, and yay! And so we do want to just take a minute and have a brief prayer of acknowledgement, and I'll pass that to Dr. Bob.
So all of you have to know by now about what's happening in California. It's all over the news. Many of us have dear friends down there who are going through a lot. So I wanted to just take a moment. There's nothing more powerful on the planet than the prayer of faithful people. So let's take a moment and offer a word of truth, a word of support and comfort to those folks. So here's what I know. There's only one power, one infinite intelligence, one universal presence. And no matter where we are and what is going on around us, that power, that presence is always available. So for our friends and our brethren and sisterin and all of the people, our siblings down in California, down in the areas that are going through so much right now, we offer a word of truth, a word of love. We wrap them up in our love, in our support, in our compassion. And by doing so, we are inviting the divine to do the same thing because it's already there anyway. So they are supported, they are protected, they are embraced in a deep awareness that life goes on and their lives go on. And what is opening up, while it feels horrible, and is a horror beyond description for many, there's a door beyond it. There's an opening beyond it. So we hold them in this space of love, in this space of compassion, and we recognize that life continues and will always continue. So it is with gratitude that we live in a universe that starts brand new every day, every moment, over and over again. And we let this truth be our truth as we release. And if you agree, join with me in saying, and so it is. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Bob.
Check, 1, 2. If you are able, let's stand and we'll sing into this day together. I'm not worried about tomorrow. Today I declare freedom from yesterday, mistakes of the past. Today all things are made brand new, and don't it feel good to know that all is well and unfolding as it should. All is well, all is well, all is well. Even Spirit is directing me right now. All is well, all is well, all is well, and unfolding as it should. I can change my reality by changing my mind. Perfect peace, joy, and happiness is yours, and it's mine. I am love, and so are you. And don't it feel good to know that all is well and unfolding as it should. Sing it out now. All is well, all is well. Even Spirit is directing me right now. All is well, all is well. Let's sing all is well, all is well, all is well. Even Spirit is directing me right now. All is well, all is well, all is well, and unfolding as it should. All Well, good morning, everyone. Why don't you take a minute to greet some of those neighbors out there? I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. 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 My soul is welcome All right, well, it's that time to invite our kiddos who are here with us today to come on up to the stage and meet your teachers. Have a seat for a minute, and we're going to sing you out into this glorious 42-degree drizzly day. Actually, it looks like the sun's peeking out a little bit. Let's sing Hooray for the World, We're Glad to Be on It. Hooray for the world, I'm glad to be on it. Hooray for the world, I'm glad to be on it. Hooray for the world, it's a special place. Got Mother Nature and the human race. The world's got trees and bumblebees, rivers and lakes and the open seas, mountains and valleys and animals too, and a sun that shines on me and you. Hooray for the world, I'm glad to be on it. Hooray for the world, I'm glad to be on it. Hooray for the world, it's a special place. Got Mother Nature and the human race. Got Mother Nature and the human race.
Wow. Hello. I'm Heidi, practitioner of the day. It's really nice to see you all out there. You look beautiful. And as you know, as practitioners, we do prayer. And there are lots of ways to access that if you need it. One of them is the prayer vessel in the back. And I'll just stop with that one for today. And please join me in opening prayer after I thank the people, other practitioners who helped today. And that would be Philip on meditation. And Ronna Biggs is also platform assistant and practitioner helper today. And there you see people in our stoles. We're always available for prayer. So come get us. And here we go. Join me in knowing that our souls are welcome here. This is a place where we can let everything go and know that all is well. Even when it doesn't feel like it, even when there's chaos, we are grounded in spirit. And that peace, that joy, that lovely feeling of being connected is always there and always available. I say yes to that, and we are awake and ready. Ready for this morning, ready for this day, ready for more of this beautiful sacred life. I'm so grateful, and so it is.
Every step is holy. Every breath is life. Every moment precious when held up to the light. Every heart connected, each the face of love. Grace has shown me every step is holy. Every step is holy. Every breath is life. Every moment precious when held up to the light. Every heart connected, each the face of love. Grace has shown me every step is holy. Every step is holy. Every breath is life. Every moment precious when held up to the light. Every heart connected, each the face of love. Grace has shown me every step is holy. Every step is holy. Every step is holy. Yeah, every step is holy. Every step is holy. Take comfort as I am. Surrender all need for a plan. Divine presence is always at hand. Take comfort as I am. Take comfort as I am. Surrender all need for a plan. Divine presence is always at hand. Take comfort as I am. I know there's only one. I know there's only one moving me to be untethered, undone. I accept this love healing, breathing me whole, and give thanks for it is done. Take comfort as I am. Surrender all need for a plan. Divine presence is always at hand. Take comfort as I am. I know there's only one moving me to be untethered, undone. I accept this love healing, breathing me whole. I know there's only one moving me to be untethered, undone. I accept this love healing, breathing me whole, and give thanks for it is done. And give thanks for it is done.
So our guest speaker today is no longer a guest. I'm very glad to be here. Wow. Thank you, thank you. Thank you. That was moving, listening to, is that your song, Tabor? I couldn't see. Wow. Wow. That was wonderful. And watching your faces and listening to you as you sang it, harmonizing and all of it along with it was really a beautiful moment for me. I've been to church. I could leave now, except I won't. because it was a moment of really feeling that truth and that awareness, and I felt it from you. Ernest Holmes says in the textbook that if we're going to do treatment, the feeling is what matters. And it's not a fake feeling that you conjure up, it's the real feeling of the words. And I felt that listening to you. So thank you for that. We're going to talk a lot about Holmes today. We're going to talk a little bit about some other people. But, I want to start out by saying that Ernest Holmes said also in the beginning of the Science of Mind textbook, those who don't understand what I'm talking about, come to class because you'll learn. And keep coming back and you'll learn. Ernest was a mystic. He was a philosopher. He was a scientist. He was an amazing person. And he started pulling all the stuff together that makes up the teaching that we do here. And one of the things he says in the early part of the textbook is that we are progressing to a point where science and spirituality, or religion, I think he used spirituality, come together, where we begin to see scientifically how the mystical ideas that are so much a part of our lives and have been a part of human consciousness for years are now being seen and proven and known. And I want to talk about one of those today because it's about spaciness. I'm not talking about you being spacey, I'm talking about spaciness. And I want to start by telling you, did you know that you're all made up of atoms, right? Clusters and clusters and bazillions of atoms, and your bazillions of atoms are formed and shaped into molecules, which are formed and shaped into other things that end up making these amazing bodies in which we live, and all of the physical structures that we see and recognize around us. Well, those atoms are kind of interesting because if you took an atom and exploded it, made it really, really big, so that the nucleus was the size of a marble, do you know where the outer edge of it would be? It would be, probably would fill up a space about like the largest football stadium you can imagine that we've ever built in this country or in the world. Now, what's in between that teeny tiny little thing and that great big edge? Nothing. Only energy and information. I mean, think about that for a minute. Our bodies, which seem so physical, I mean, this looks so solid, is not. If I could figure out and get the real concept of that, I could probably put my hand right through it. Now, I haven't got that yet, so don't worry. No magic tricks today, except the magic trick of changing our lives, your lives, my lives, by changing how we think. Because you see, that space just means that what's very real in our world is not what we see, touch, taste, feel, and know in our physical expressions. What's real is the consciousness. Scientists are even starting to say, some areas, especially the quantum physicists, that the only word they can come up with for what that empty space is consciousness. Well, we've been saying that for hundreds of years. Hello. The science of mind that Ernest writes about is really about the science of consciousness. The way he uses the word mind is not about this mind versus your heart. It's about all mind, which is all consciousness. And in that space of consciousness, somehow tiny little particles of energy and information come together to make all of this. And it can change like that. But when it changes like that, what is real doesn't change. What is real is not lost. What is real in consciousness remains steady and consistent. That's why we can say of our friends in the fire zone, there is peace, there is hope, there's life. Because even if the life form ends, I have to say this, I wasn't going to talk about this, but I am absolutely blown away that many acres, that many buildings, that much of California can be burning up, and only 16 people have lost their lives. That's pretty phenomenal when you think about it. Some other places where people weren't doing as good a job of taking care of one another might be a much higher number. And it's still going to go up. I mean, they're saying they haven't found everyone yet, but it's kind of amazing. So there's all this space that we live in. And in this space are ideas and thoughts, and that space is manipulated by what we think and feel. You've all seen the video, maybe you haven't. If you haven't, we'll have to show it sometime, of the basketball players. And you're watching, it came out of Harvard, the basketball players playing basketball, and you see the video and you watch them passing the ball back and forth. What you don't know is that for 9 seconds, a gorilla walks on the stage and stands there and waves and then walks off the stage, and very, very, very few people see the gorilla until they slow it all down, until they stop it, where you see the gorilla actually standing there, because we only see what we believe in, what we believe we see. You know, they say that the Indians in South America, Latin America, did not see the ships coming across the water to them. They only saw them just sort of floating something. They didn't know what it was. The only people who knew what it was were the mystics who had already seen it in a vision, and they knew it was a ship. We see according to what we believe. What you see is what you believe. A little different than how it's usually said. So Emerson said this. He said, Emerson, by the way, let me back up. Ernest told us when he was a young adult, probably 16, 15, so a teenager by standards today, but in those days a young adult, was working on their little farm in Maine, where with his 7 older brothers, he was the youngest and the shortest, they say, which is great, no problem. He was the why person. He was always asking why this, why that, everything. Drove him crazy with his whys. But what happened at one point was his older brother went to college and was teaching actually at a local college. Very different structure than nowadays. This was in the 1890s, so we're talking a long time ago. The little farm he worked on was a couple of acres, and the house they lived in had been an out barn for a larger farm that they converted into a house. Kind of like this place, I heard. Anyway, this used to be a barn or something? Okay, so here we are. But anyway, he came from there, went to his brothers, because his brothers lived in town in a real house. I'm losing this. Hang on a second. So people keep telling me I should tape it down. I don't like being taped up, so I didn't do it. I should have listened. Sorry, folks. I'm learning. You guys do know a lot. So he left the farm. He went to hang out with his brother, and lay on the table in the kitchen were a bunch of books, because his brother was teaching, and one of them was Emerson's book of essays. And that's when he first was introduced to it. And one of the powerful things he read at that time was from the essay on the spiritual life, and it said, our task is to get our bloated nothingness out of the way of the divine circuits. I love that. My bloated nothingness. Anybody got any of that? Yeah, you know what that is. It's that stuff in us. That stuff in us that says, you got to like me if I'm going to be okay. I mean, what if I walked in here and you decided after one talk, oh, God, get that guy out of here? Would I be okay? Oh, no, I'd be crushed. That's my bloated nothingness getting in the way. Today we call it ego, among other things. That's not anyway, that's another whole talk. But bloated nothingness is the part of us that tells us I'm alone, because my visuals or my experience seems to tell me I'm alone. And I forget how many hundreds of people it took to put my meal on the table, from farm to travel to all of it. I'm not alone. That's bloated nothingness. We've got to get that stuff out of the way. We're never alone. No doubt we feel alone. I've been single now for about 5 years. My wife, the only wife I ever had, passed away 2 years ago. I felt, and still at times feel, very alone. Especially when it's 9 o'clock at night and I don't want to go to bed and I can't figure out what to do. I can sit around and whine and get real pitiful. It's really disgusting. You don't want to see it. And I'm only telling you about me because I figure some of you might relate. You might. Bloated nothingness. Whatever is happening in my life that's not working is your fault. You know what that is? That's a codependent handshake. Yeah. I would love to take credit for that, but I don't know where I first heard it. You want the other part of it? You know what this is? That's the codependent salute. Mm-hmm. That's bloated nothingness. You know? I could be happy if my spouse would just behave. Or if my spouse would just, and fill in the blank. Or my partner, or my beloved, or whomever. Bloated nothingness. You know, I am the only one that can really fix this place. If you guys will just do what I tell you. Bloated nothingness. See, the divine circuits are something altogether different. The divine circuits is that part of consciousness in which we live, move, and have our being. We live and are immersed in this divine consciousness. That's why this whole idea of a God out there somewhere is just silly. Now, we still use the G word around here sometimes, and I know it makes some of you cringe. I used to cringe at it every time I heard it. I use it now because I've reinterpreted it for myself, but I forget everybody else hasn't, and that's okay. So I'll try not to overdo it. But the power of divine living, the power of divine life, that infinite consciousness in which we live, is always present. If it weren't, you wouldn't be alive. You wouldn't exist. I always loved it when the whole thing came out about, let's bring God back to America. Well, hello. Where'd he go? You know? Well, first of all, he's not a he. It's that divine consciousness. It never left. It never can leave. We leave because we get our bloated nothingness in the way and we forget who we are. But we come back, and this music today was perfect because you said it all already. I don't have to say it, but I'm going to. So in recognizing those divine circuits means we can embrace whatever part of that infinite, our understanding of the infinite and the divine that we choose. Thomas Troward, also a philosopher, said there are some evidences of the presence or some qualities of the divine. Life. You probably know them better than I do. Some of you practitioners for sure. Light. Love. Power. I'm not talking about power over the people. That's bloated. I'm talking about the power that drives your life, the power that you feel when you wake up in the morning that gets you out of bed, the power you feel when you see the sunshine. By the way, I'm jealous that the kids get to go out and play. My inner child was sitting up here saying, I want to go. The power to do and be and move into the places we want to be. So important. And you know, the next quality that Troward mentions is dependent, the experience of it is dependent on the one before it. It's dependent on the power, and that is peace. You cannot have peace without power. If you do not believe you have power, the end result is violence, not peace. But when you believe and know and experience peace, peace then is a natural response. I'm at peace because I have the power of life within me, not because I have a power over anything else, though that it does come into play. It's because I am who I am a living, breathing being that is forever. I cannot believe I only have 5 more minutes. Okay, I got to go fast. All right. I don't talk fast because I'm from the South, but I try. After peace comes beauty, Because with peace, you can recognize the beauty. I'm still so blown away by this facility you guys have. I walk around the grounds. I've been on the trails a couple of times, and yesterday I went over down to the marina and watched the sunset and walked around and drank coffee. It's the best part of the day, and the beauty was just mind-blowing. I took tons and tons of pictures. I don't know what I'll do with it, but I took pictures. You know? And then what comes from all of that is what you're feeling right now. Joy. Joy. See, joy is not something we create and make happen. Joy is a natural part of who we are. It's that consciousness we are. And we just have to get our bloated nothingness out of the way and let it bubble up. And I am rushing here. Okay, moving to the next part. So how do we do that? How do we do that? How do we get the bloated nothingness out of the way so all that can come through? Well, first of all, you've already done a big piece of it because we start to understand it and recognize that it's always there. You know, and one of my early teachers, whose name just went out of my head, just used to stomp her foot and say, "There's good in this, and I demand to see it." Whatever the situation was. She got a big bill she wasn't expected. She said, "Thank God I'm rich," regardless of how much she had in her bank account. See, it's claiming that. It's standing for what we truly believe and what we want to have be true that matches up with what is available to us in the infinite power in which we live. So I can demand to see the joy in this. I have to tell the story. I wasn't going to, but I may go over time. I apologize. In the movie Steel Magnolias, when they're at the funeral and the ladies, who are a wonderful group of characters, are all out there with the grieving mother, and she's crying, and then she gets mad, and she's stomping around being angry because this has happened, and her daughter is dead, and it's not fair, and it's blah, 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 blah. And she stops, and there's this pause, and you wonder, what's going to happen next? And then they start to laugh. The whole group bursts out into laughter at the same time. At the futility of being angry at that point. And at just the fact that joy has got to break through. I don't know about you, but some of the funniest stories I've ever heard have been at funerals. Because that's when we tell stories about the people, because they can't talk back. You know? So joy will bubble up wherever we are if we let it. We've got to get our bloated nothingness out of the way. And here's how you do that. And I'm going to do this really quick, I promise. 2 ways, 3 ways, and there are many more. First of all, you got to forgive yourself for all the times you didn't. You got to forgive other people for all the times that they don't. And that's what comes to really play right now for where we are as the center as we're growing. Forgiveness is a big chunk of getting through this transition. You got to forgive Andrea for growing up, moving on, and saying, enough. I've loved you, and I continue to love you. She always will, but not in that role. And there may be some need to forgive her for those things in your heart, in your minds, in your souls. You only know that. I'm not going to go around and check on you. But it'll show up. You'll know. And here's a really quick, easy, secret way to forgive. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Join me. Now, think of something or someone you need right now to forgive. You don't have to say the word. You don't have to think the word. On the in-breath, breathe in, I accept you, and fill in the blank. And on the out-breath, I bless you, and fill in the blank. I forgive you, I accept you, rather, and I bless you. I accept you, Robert Alva Deen III, and I bless you, Robert Alva Deen III. I promise you, if you practice that, anytime that person or those situations come to mind, it will make a difference. You may have to do some more work too, but that's the beginning of forgiveness. The next thing that is so important is gratitude. Practicing gratitude, not just feeling it whenever something nice has happened, although that's pretty wonderful too, but real gratitude, like practicing it, thinking ahead of time. I am already grateful for the new minister that we're going to attract to this group, that you're going to attract to this group. Gratitude. Gratitude for what this group can become. Oh my God, the potential here is mind-blowing. Without any limitations. Oh, there's God making a little noise. I love it. Yeah. I'm at 0. Okay, I'm going to wrap up here soon. But you know gratitude. I had a gratitude moment this week. A person showed up at our office, at the office over there, and I was working and with a nice little package. It looked like a bow tie. I mean, not bow tie, one of those ties, one of those strict, horrible ties. And I thought, oh no. And she left. I unwrapped it, and guess what? I found my spatula. Real gratitude. Real, honest, goodness gratitude. Thank you, Wanda. Yeah. No one else, please. I don't want any more spatulas. That's it. You get it, right? Gratitude. Find things to be grateful for, even if it's the teeny tiniest. You know, there's a thing in the Bible about always be grateful. It does not say for all things be grateful. It says in all things be grateful. That's a huge difference. Find a way to be grateful in some way or other, regardless of what's being dished out to you. And that can be really hard sometimes. But it's a way then to accentuate the divine circuits flowing within you so that the bloated nothingness becomes less and less of a big deal. And that's what we're about now for this center for the next several months. And that is getting our bloated nothingnesses out of the way so that the divine circuits of your next spiritual growth, your next spiritual leader, can unfold and present itself. And it will, absolutely, if we do the work. But, and I don't have time for the closing story. If you've never heard the story of the rabbi's gift, you can ask some people because it's a really important one. But basically what it says is we start learning how to treat each other with radical, outstanding, outrageous respect. Because that's also part of the divine circuits. And as that happens, this whole story is that the whole group just explodes and goes great. I'll tell you that later sometime. Right now I'm going to wrap up and just say that you guys have such potential. You have such goodness here already. The bloating nothingness is minuscule compared to the divine circuits that are flowing in this community. The way you are connected with each other, the way you love each other. I've had an amazing week of getting to know you. I'm so grateful for that. I'm so exhausted, but that's okay. Because I've got plenty of time over the next 2 weeks to rest before I come back. And I'm looking forward to that time to do that, but also to say to you once more, as I've said to groups all along, I'm available. I'm not gone. Just because I'm not here physically doesn't mean I'm not still working with you. So phone number and email me, text me. If you need a private conversation, we'll do that. If you got a bunch of people that want to talk and have questions, do that too. And the last thing I will say is right after the service today, we will have time for about a 15-minute conversation before the men's groups and the women's groups start. So we'll take a really short break to take care of your bio needs, and then we'll come back and I'll be available to answer questions, and we'll have a little conversation. Next week we'll do much more expansive, not next week, next month, the first 2 Sundays, we're doing much more expansive processes for all of you to be able to participate in this growth that we're going through. Yeah, I'm going to say it now. And when we get to the business of selecting a new minister, you are the selection committee. There's a misnomer in the way it's been talked about that there's a selection committee that's a small group. No small group is going to choose who your next minister is. You're going to choose it. Him or her, they or them. Because you're the people who are going to be calling this person, and it's your call that they respond to, your consciousness that they respond to. So get your bloating nothingness out of the way, work on the divine circuits, and be open to the possibilities of what's next. Because you're wonderful, so am I, and so it is. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Bob. Thank you so much. Sometimes it's just a lovely moment to have some laughter. Oh, it's a good belly laugh. Helps me learn, too. Well, thank you so much for your generous gifts to our center, and we know that those gifts come in so many ways. Our ushers today, Shelley and Steve, are coming forward with our beautiful baskets that were hand-woven by a former practitioner here, so they are filled and made with love already, and we thank you for your gifts, and we know there are so many folks who are giving their time, talent, and treasure, and it helps to lift us all. Thank you so much.
I may not know every step to where I'm going. I may not know every step to where I'm going. No, I may not know every step to where I'm going. I may not know every step to where I'm going. But I will find my way. Yes, I will find my way. I will find my way. Yes, I will find my way. I may not know every step to where I'm going. I may not know every step to where I'm going. I may not know every step to where I'm going. I may not know every step to where I'm going. But I will find my way. Yes, I will find my way. I will find my way. Yes, I will find my way. I'll find my way. I will find my way. Yes, I will find my way. I will find my way. Yes, I will find my way.
Thank you so much. I just love the dancing going on in the back. Y'all can't see that, but there's some good jamming going on back there. It's good. It's good. Well, we do have just a few announcements today. And first of all, we wanted to re-announce the 7 a.m. weekday morning, so Monday through Friday, prayers that are going on that are hosted by the practitioners. And we're especially re-announcing it because there's a new link to join. So sometimes folks bookmark those things or whatnot, but we've got a new new web link, and it's available online if you need to check that out as well. But we're still doing those morning prayers and hope you can join. It's a very sweet practice in the morning. And then, so as Dr. Bob mentioned, we're going to take a little bit of time. We're going to wrap up a little bit early and give folks some time. So how about we do some specifics, and we'll say 11:35 is when we'll start the Q&A, and that'll give about 15 to 20 minutes for that. But we will wrap up a little bit early because the women's group will be here in the sanctuary, and then the men's group will be meeting in the classroom. But that'll give folks time to have a little bit of a break, go get a nibble, bring it back in, and we'll keep on with the Q&A. And then we also have Tabor's established every third Sunday now, at least for the next few months, doing a song circle, and that's 6:30 to 8 o'clock. Next week, it's coming up fast. Good. And then the last bit is a big thank you. We've had a ton of folks who helped. Yeah, round of applause. Thank you. I had some student groups up at Western that would start, and I didn't know what that was, but it really was a way of doing a round of applause. I'm like, oh, I get it now. So thank you for initiating that. There have been so many lovely parties and offerings that people have, from planning and hosting the celebration events for Dr. Andrea, bringing food, just sharing time. We've had some lovely donations for sleeping bags and tents that are going to be helped to sort out to the community for folks experiencing homelessness. And just so much giving and so much appreciation. So a big round of applause and thank you for that warmth. It's that kind of warm community feeling that definitely is keeping us very buoyant in sometimes difficult times, but keeps us looking forward. So thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. And so I believe that's it for announcements. I know, we're just moving. So again, we'll start about 11:35 for the Q&A, but thank you everyone, whether you've been joining online or here in the center. Thank you so much, and more to come. But let's sing on out of here.
Yeah, feel free to stand with us. I can feel the power of love inside me. Feel the power of love. I can see the evidence around me. We are the power of love. And my eyes are open to the truth I now embrace. And my heart is open by spirit and by grace. I can feel the power of love inside me. Feel the power of love. I can see the evidence around me. We are the power of love. And my eyes are open to the truth I now embrace. And my heart is open by spirit and by grace. We are the power of love. 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 So great to see you all today. We'll see you again soon.